What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Bible and Business Podcast. Today, I'm solo, but we're just going to be diving into the Word. I want to dive into 1 Corinthians 16, 13, and 14. This one is going to be mostly for the men, but also for the women. To know what to look for in a man. And it becoming a biblical man translates to everything in your life, including business. So let's dive right in. 1 Corinthians 16, 13, and 14. Be watchful, stand firm in the faith, act like men, be strong, let all that you do be done in love. I have to sit on that for a second. These verses are something that is very impactful to me, because in today's world, in my life, I look at this verse and I'm like, man, one, what does it mean? Two, there's some stuff in here that I don't do. And it kind of hits, like it's like a gut punch for me. And so I want to go through each one. So be watchful. What does that mean? For me, that means to be aware. Be aware of where you are. Be aware of things happening around you. Be aware of what is going on in your life. Be aware of who's there, who's not. Be aware of what is of God and what is of Satan. Be watchful to make sure, and be aware to make sure that you are not falling into sin, that you are protecting your loved ones, protecting yourself, and being able to be aware of the spiritual things that go on in this world and outside of the world. Being aware that the spiritual realm is something that is very real, more real than where we are here. So I think be watchful means to be aware. Be aware so that you can act and know how to act. And a big part of that is we were talking the other night in my men's Bible study, and we were talking about discernment and how how do we know how to discern something? Like, how do we know that is discernment? How do we get that? And the main consensus was you read the Word. You read the Word, you know what truth is, because your thoughts and your ideas are not your own. You always get these thoughts, these ideas that come into your mind, and you have to be able to discern which ones are from God, which ones aren't, and then whichever ones are just random. Like something about Oreo cookies or something. But yeah, so that's what it means to me. Stand firm in the faith. This one is so important to me because, especially in today's world, there is a lot of Christians, especially Christian men, who do not stand firm in the faith. They don't stand firm in what they believe in when it comes time to. And they don't stand for what being a man is. They don't stand to defend their faith. They don't stand for any of this. And once again, you may ask, like, okay, how do we do it? This, right here, this book. That is how you do it. You stand firm by knowing what truth is, growing a relationship with Jesus Christ, and being able to stand firm in what you believe in. Because in Matthew 28:19, it says that we are called to go and make disciples of all nations. All nations. That means any race, any religion, any culture, any of it. We are called to go there. I'm telling you right now, from somebody who has not a lot of experience going out to other actual nations, but I have had experience of spreading the gospel with other religions. You have to be able to stand firm in your faith, because Satan is going to try to get in and twist whatever he can in order to get you away from Jesus. And that's why you have to stand firm. You have to know what you believe. And you have to have some type of evidence, a reason of why you believe. That may be the Bible, that may be a supernatural experience that you've had. But you have to stand firm in the faith. The next one is act like men. What in the world does act like men mean? Well, if you look at, there's multiple verses. One is 1 Timothy 6:11, and I don't have tabs on this, but let me see if I can find it for you guys. There you go. 1 Timothy 6:11. And 1 Timothy 6:11, this is, Paul is writing to Timothy in this because Timothy is very young and he's about to be leading the church. And Paul is basically telling him how to do so. He's telling him what to be aware of. He's telling him what to teach, what to stay away from. So in 1 Timothy 6:11, Paul says, "But as for you, O man of God, flee these things, pursue righteousness, godliness, faith, love, steadfastness, and gentleness. Fight the good fight of the faith." So you ask what a man is, that is a man right there. And if that's not enough for you, look at John the Baptist. John, literally, his entire life goal was to prepare the way for Jesus Christ. You know how much humility that has to take? You know how much, I only wonder how much pride that he had to deal with. Because if it were me, I would be so prideful. So prideful. But he knew that his own, or he could have been wanting to do his own thing. He could have been wanting to go get rich or whatever he wanted to do. But his entire goal for his life was to prepare the way for the Lord. And he did so. I mean, I always joke, dude ate, wild locust and, honey, and he wore camel fur. He was out in the wilderness all the time. Dude was awesome. But what made him a biblical man is that he pursued Christ and he prepared the way for him. He laid down his life for the gospel. And yes, he did actually lay down his life, but even before he was beheaded, he literally said, here's my life. I'm going to live for you. And that is the definition of a man. Even above that, Jesus. Jesus is the ultimate definition of who a man is. Jesus sets the perfect example for us to be able to live, to be able to serve, to be able to love. In Mark 10:45, it says, "For the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and give his life as ransom for many." That's that is the main verse in our men's Bible study. Because we're not only called to serve physically, but we're called to serve spiritually. And when it says act like men, to sum that up, I would say you bend your knee to Jesus. You bend your knee to Jesus and you follow him. You follow his example. You get led by Jesus so that you can lead others to him. Be strong. I would say being strong is something that a lot of people need to work on, me being one of them. Being strong is not only physically, although you are called to be strong physically for protection, to provide, to be able to do things that some people cannot. But you're also called emotionally and spiritually to be strong. You have to be strong in your faith. You have to be strong in guiding others. You have to be strong emotionally, knowing how to handle situations, knowing when to say something and when not to, knowing that if somebody says something to you, being strong in that moment to be able to know if you should respond or not. The last one, verse 14, let all that you do be done in love. I'm going to be honest with you guys. This is the hardest one for me because you want certain things. We all want certain things. We all want to be able to go and do this or go and do that because it benefits us, right? But when the Lord says, let all that you do be done in love, that is literally like, when was the last time you did that? Like, a great example is doing something for somebody or not doing something for somebody out of love to protect them, to protect yourself. Like, that is a great example for me, at least. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say down in the comments about verse 14. I mean, what do you guys feel that verse means? Do you guys have problems with it? Do you struggle with it? Do you feel that you got it down? I mean, me personally, I don't. I mean, in all honesty, I don't. And I just realized that I have so much work to do. And whenever you read the Bible, like, that's what it should be. You should read the Bible and you should be like, oh man, I messed up. That I'm not that. And then you should seek Jesus. And through seeking him, he will change your heart. I'll read it again. 1 Corinthians 16, 13, and 14. Be watchful, stand firm in the faith, act like men, be strong. Let all that you do be done in love. Whenever you're in business, do you make decisions out of love? Are you watchful to know if this is a good business decision, if you should take that deal? You stand firm in the faith when somebody is not doing it right. Do you act like men? Are you strong in the times you need to be strong? Are you gentle and humble in the times you need to be? Because for me, I still find myself not being humble, not being gentle during those times. And that is part of being a man. You have to be. I literally just read it in 1 Timothy 6:11. You can go read it for yourself. I want you guys to think about all of this stuff. And if you guys have any other opinions, please leave them down in the comments. If you guys liked it, please subscribe. But I want you guys to know that becoming the men that you need, that God is calling you to be, is so important. It's something that I personally am so passionate about. Because personally, I have come across a lot of darkness in my life. And Jesus found me in that darkness and pulled me out from it. And I try my very best to run after him. I pray to him every day, change my heart. Even today, I was praying, Lord, reveal to me the hidden sins that I don't know are in me. And he's already revealed some stuff. And let me tell you, it hit me like a train. But learn what it means to become what God is calling you to become. Be the man he's calling you to become. That way, when you go and conduct business, you can do it in the right way. You don't have that that feeling in your heart. It's like, I don't know. This doesn't feel right, but we've been doing it for so long. Like, if you don't want that feeling, learn what it means to become a biblical man, a man that runs after Jesus, bends his knee, and submits. And from there is obedient to Christ all the way through. And if you're a lady that is listening to this podcast episode, those are the type of men that you need to search for. If these men that you come across are not what I just described, if they are not a 1 Corinthians 16, 13, and 14, and they are not a 1 Timothy 6:11, don't bother. Because a man needs to be able to lead you as well. Not only lead in business, but lead his family as well. I appreciate you guys tuning in to this. I know that just having one person here, but I appreciate it. This is something that's very important to me. Please leave any comments. Please subscribe if you guys enjoy it. And we will be having more podcasts coming up. I'm excited for the interviews that are coming up. So I'll keep you guys updated. Thanks for watching. Peace.